Lone Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
The stage is on its way.
It's about time.
You know, the driver ought to be ashamed of himself, making the great Lou Compton wait like this.
You know, Barney, one of these days I'm gonna get tired of you needling me. When that happens, I'm gonna forget my brother now.
Why don't you two save it till later? I thought we were out to pick up some easy money.
Let's get to work.
More guns up there?
No.
Then throw down the strong box.
No passengers, Lou, but somebody left a newspaper behind. Got a picture of you in it, too.
No kidding.
Not a bad likeness of the great Lou Compton.
Lou Compton?
So you've heard of me?
Yes, sir.
Well, then maybe next time you won't try to outrun Lou Compton.
Mr. Compton, my guard's hurt bad. If you're through with us, I'd like...
Oh, sure, beat it. Oh, and don't forget to tell the good folks in Cottonwood City who held you up. Remember the name, Lou Compton.
Get up!
Hey, listen to this. The notorious Lou Compton, wanted by law officers from Kansas to California, has now compiled a worse record of murders than even Billy the Kid himself. How about that?
Not a bad haul. Let's get out of here.
Now, don't rush us. Maybe that story continues on page 2. And we wouldn't want our hero to miss it.
Go ahead, brother. Draw.
Come on, let's go.
How about that?
Shots we hear come from this direction, Kimasabi, but me not see it.
Tano, down on the road. Something shining in the sun.
Look like strongbox.
Come on, Silver. Tano, this lock has been smashed by a bullet.
Heavy wheel marks show stagecoach stop here. Also hoofprints of 3 horses. You think Compton gang do this?
Seems likely, Tonto. From all reports, the Comptons have taken this territory over completely.
Tracks be hard to follow on hard ground beyond road. What we do?
I'll follow the tracks as far as I can. You continue on into Cottonwood City. See what you can learn from the sheriff and the stagecoach driver there. We'll meet at camp later.
Me savvy.
Well, yes.
It's time we did something about this, men. And right now, I'm going to tell you...
It's all over, folks. It's all over. The guard's been taken to the hospital, and the driver here has given me all the facts. So there's nothing any of you can do about it.
Well, there's something I can do about it, Sheriff. I can just move my family out of this territory before we're all murdered in our beds.
Now, take it easy. Calm down, will you? I can assure you I'm doing everything in my power to capture the Comptons. But you all know as well as I do that their hideout is in the mountains, on the other side of the county line. I have no authority to go
What do we care where their hideout is? They do all their thieving and their murdering right here. And I don't aim to risk my life and money any longer.
He's right, Sheriff. I've been driving stage in this part of the country for more than 5 years. Well, as of now, I'm quitting. And I'm not coming back until Lou Compton and his brothers are behind bars.
You're right.
Driver sure Lou Compton man who hold him up.
Yeah, he was sure.
You not seem worried like other people here.
Probably because I don't have anything to lose.
You live in Cottonwood City?
No. No, I live in a little shack down at the end of Boot Hill Road. Why'd you ask?
Let me just wonder. That strange tattoo. Picture of gun with initials FD below.
I don't see anything strange about it.
Once long ago, me see tattoo like that. It mark a famous man.
Well, I'm not him, you understand? No matter who he was, I'm not him. I'm nobody. It's nobody.
I hope you had better luck than I did.
Maybe, Kimasabi. You're not able to follow tracks?
No, they disappeared into a stream about a mile away. What did you learn in town?
Stage drivers say Lou Compton man who robbed him. People in Cottonwood City frightened of gang.
That's why Lou Compton and his brothers must be stopped. Tonto, this area could be one of the richest in the West. But until this territory is made safe for settlers, it'll never develop the way it should.
People already talk of leaving.
Were you able to talk with the sheriff?
Me not try, Kimasabi. Me speak to another man instead.
Another man?
A man maybe 50 years old. Face not shaved. Clothes old and torn. But him have tattoo on right arm. Picture of gun and initials FD below.
FD? Are you certain of that?
Many year ago, me see same tattoo, Kimasabi. On arm of Marshal Frank Dean.
Yes, I remember you speaking of it. It sounds incredible, Tonto. I understood that Frank Dean was killed 3 years ago. In Wyoming, wasn't it?
When him Marshal in Carterville.
I wonder why one of the greatest peace officers in the West would allow everyone to think he was dead. Were you able to find out where he lives?
Him say him have little shack at end of Boot Hill Road.
Tonto, if this man really is Frank Dean, he should be able to give us tremendous amount of help in tracking down the Comptons. Let's pay him a visit. Friends?
What is this?
Don't be alarmed. We're not here to harm you.
Well, then why are you here? I haven't got any money. Go on, get out.
Looks like you're planning a trip, Mr. Dean.
Who are you?
The name is unimportant. Let's say I'm just someone who has always had the profoundest respect for peace officers like Frank Dean.
A masked man with an Indian companion named Tonto?
Me, Tonto.
But the person I had in mind is said to carry silver bullets.
Like this one, Mr. Dean?
Yeah. May I have this? Oh, thanks. I heard a great deal about you, too, and I'm mighty proud to know you.
The honor is ours, sir.
Honor? No. There's no honor in knowing me.
Perhaps that's for us to decide.
Please leave, will you? I've got a lot of packing to do.
Mr. Dean, nearly everyone believes that you were killed in Wyoming. Why did you drop from sight like that?
It isn't important. Believe me, you wouldn't be interested.
I think I would. Good lawmen are too valuable.
What's valuable about a coward? Can you answer me that? Can you place a value on a marshal who's so frightened of a gun he doesn't even own one anymore?
How did it happen, sir?
I wonder if there's ever an answer to that question. I was in a gunfight with some cattle thieves. I got shot up pretty bad. I was in hospital about 3 months. After I was released, I found my nerve was gone. I was just scared all over.
Don't you know, sir, that you aren't the first man to come out of a gunfight with more scars than the ones the bullets made?
Oh, I know it in my mind, but not in my heart. Well, there's a story. You've heard it. I'd appreciate it if you'd leave now.
Mr. Dean, Tonto and I came here to ask for your cooperation in a very important matter. Before we leave, I'd like to tell you what brought us to this territory.
There's no need to explain. You're after the Comptons, aren't you?
That's right.
Well, I can't help you.
Does that mean you prefer to see the Comptons remain free?
No, of course not. That's the kind of man that's ruining the West. Well, there was a time when I'd have jumped at the chance to work with you, but not now.
Sheriffs say Comptons have hideout across county line. Why lawmen of that county not take action?
It's a new territory. There's very few ranchers living there. I doubt seriously if they've even thought of electing a sheriff. No, sir. If the Comptons are to be smoked out, it's got to be from this side. A lot of good men have tried it, and they've all failed.
But why?
Why? Simply because they were working in the dark.
What do you mean?
Well, if someone could just get past their lookout, and if everyone knew exactly where their guard posts were, then an attack would have every chance of being a success.
It sounds as though you've given the problem quite a lot of consideration, Mr. Dean.
Well, I've thought about it some in my spare time.
I must say I agree with your conclusions. As a matter of fact, I believe I'll do just exactly as you suggested.
But how? I told you their main trail was guarded. You'd never possibly get past them.
I might. If I were to join the gang.
It wouldn't work. Lou Compton would never accept a stranger into his outfit. Unless, of course, he knew he was an outlaw.
I think I know a way to delude Compton into thinking just that about both Tonto and me. But I'll need your help, sir.
No, I told you before, no.
I promise you'll be in no danger, sir.
Well, I suppose in that case...
What's your plan, Kimasabi?
Just this, Tonto. First, I'll need directions as to where the guarded trail starts. In an hour or two after Tonto and I have left, I want you to go to the sheriff.
Oh, Sheriff! Come here! Yeah, what is it? I was riding along and I saw two men camped about a mile from the bend in the river. One of them was wearing a mask. A mask? Yeah, and the other was an Indian. They were both armed.
Outlaws, huh? You think they're part of the Compton gang?
Your guess is as good as mine, Sheriff.
Sheriff and Dean, come now.
Looks as though Dean has done his job well.
Methinks Sheriff see us now.
Let's get started. We'll keep just out of range of the sheriff's bullets.
There they go, Sheriff. Heading toward the mountains, toward Compton's hideout. Let's go.
Still with Sheriff.
I can't understand it. I told him he could turn back once the sheriff had seen us.
Maybe Sheriff asked him to come.
Now the county line isn't far away. Both of them will stop there. Come on, Silver.
All right, Chick. I'll take over.
See what you make of this, Lou.
The sheriff's after somebody, all right. A masked man and an Indian. Good-looking horses.
Blast them, they crossed the line. That river back there is as far as I should go. Won't be long before they'll be in the Compton hideout. I don't suppose there's one chance in a million that they'll be turned back. We've got to wait a minute and find out.
Howdy.
Hello, Compton.
Didn't I tell you, Chick? It's getting so everybody I come across recognizes me. I saw your little ruckus with a sheriff a while back. That nag he was riding didn't have a chance against those horses of yours.
These big fellas have saved us more than once.
What did the sheriff have in his mind?
I guess he figured he had a couple of outlaws trapped.
Must be frustrating for the old boy. What made you head up this way?
My friend and I have been wanting to meet up with you for a long time. We heard about you in Montana.
Yeah?
Yeah. We were on our way here when the sheriff spotted us.
Looking for a hideout?
Yeah. You might put it that way.
Well, I don't see any reason why we couldn't put you up for a couple of days. Unbuckle your gun belts.
You not trust us?
I didn't get where I am by trusting people, Injun. But don't worry about it. You'll get them back when you leave. The cabin's just up the trail away. You two go ahead. We'll follow.
That's no use. They aren't coming back. Well, we did what we could. Might as well forget it.
I wonder what's going on up there.
What difference does it make? Personally, I hope the Comptons mow him down. Save some work for the law.
Well, I'm with you, Sheriff, but it's all the same to you. I'd like to stick around a while.
Well, you're over 21. Do what you like. If you're thinking of going up there by yourself, I wouldn't advise it.
Wouldn't you?
Well, this is it.
Nice spot you got here, Compton.
Window and cabin face trail. Easy to shoot man who come from this direction.
That's right, Injun. So if you're running away from the law, you don't have a thing to worry about.
What about the back way?
Nothing but cliffs. Come on in. Like you to see the place. Well?
Yeah, very impressive.
Not many people outside my brothers and me have ever seen the inside of this cabin.
There are three, aren't there?
Yeah, Bonnie's probably down at the well. He'll be back in a minute. This is the bunk room. And here's the kitchen. There's enough grub in there to feed us for 6 months, if the good people in Cottonwood City should try a siege. And here's enough guns and ammunition to fight off an army.
And speaking of guns, take a look at this beauty.
Oh, that's mighty handsome. But if you really want to see a gun, that's Betsy. And before I get through with her, she's going to be the most famous gun in the West.
How many notches, Lou?
23. But she's new yet.
Lou, don't you think I ought to get down to the lookout post?
In a minute, Chick. Hey, why don't you make us something to eat?
Right.
Maybe our friends would like to hear the story behind some of these 23 notches, huh?
Looking for somebody, mister?
No, I was...
Turn around and shut up. All right, get in the cabin.
Listen, mister,
I said to get inside.
I don't want to go on. I wasn't doing...
Come on, get moving.
Hey, what is this?
Look what I found outside. What are these two birds doing here?
Never mind them, they're friends of mine. Who is this character?
I don't know. I caught him snooping around out by the window.
I didn't mean any harm. I was just passing...
Who are you? Come on, who are you? What are you doing here?
Leave him alone, Compton. He isn't armed.
Look at him, he's shaking like a leaf.
The thing I can't figure out is how you ever got past Chick.
What's going on in here?
What are you doing here? You mean you haven't got a lookout up on the trail?
That's right, brother.
Why, you stupid fool?
Watch it, Barney. Next thing you know, you'll be forgetting who gives the orders around here.
And speaking of orders, Compton, hold it. Right there. I'm sorry I wrecked your plan, mister, but I see no reason why we can't take this crummy trio into custody ourselves.
You mean you three have been working together? Is that it?
That's right. And I feel like a human being for the first time in years. There'll be no more running away, mister. When I saw you and Tonto riding up here alone today, something happened to me. Now I know how a fire horse feels when he hears the bells and smells the smoke.
Tonto, you said.
That's right.
And you must be the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger?
Well, what do you know about that?
Drop that gun, Compton. Drop it.
Oh, I'm sorry, friend. I forgot to tell you. It's empty.
Sorry, mister.
There was no reason to blame yourself, sir.
Want me to take care of these guys?
Now, you stay out of it, Chick. This is one job I gotta do.
This ain't no time for jokes, Lou.
Think what they'll call me from now on. Lou Compton, the man who killed the Lone Ranger.
Wonder what he looks like under that mask.
You can find out after he's dead. Now, come on, Lou, and get it over with.
You know, Compton, you aren't much of an outlaw.
Is that so?
He's just telling for time, Lou. Go ahead and shoot him. Let's get out of here.
Shut up. Maybe you know somebody that's tougher than me, mister.
I've known 100 who are more observant.
Yeah?
It's obvious you'd heard of me before.
Maybe.
Perhaps you heard that I use silver bullets.
So?
Silver bullets, Compton. You see, if you had been more observant, you'd have been able to identify me the moment you took my gun belt.
Yeah, he's got a point there, Lou.
You were lucky this time, Lou. But I think your brothers ought to know that They have a fool for a leader.
All right, that's enough. We'll see which one of us has been a fool. Mister, in just 10 seconds, you're gonna be dead. And I'm gonna be the biggest man in the West. So start saying your prayers.
Great work, Dean.
I feel 25 years younger.
You keep them covered while Tonto and I tie them up. We'll take care of Lou's shoulder later.
Well, what's the next move, mister?
You think you can take those 3 into Cottonwood City alone?
I could take these 3 to China alone.
Then they're all yours.
But wait a minute. There's quite a sizable reward out for the Comptons.
You've earned it, sir.
But you and Tonto,
Money help you get started again.
that's mighty generous of you.
By the way, after you turn those 3 in, where do you intend to go?
Back to Wyoming. Back to my home.
Perhaps we'll see you there.
You aiming to head up that way, too?
Yes. It's time Tonto and I paid a visit to an old friend of ours, Judge Thomas, and ask him to have a badge ready.
Oh, I don't know how to thank you for that.
Good luck, Marshal.
Adios.
Adios.
Well, Chick, you had things pegged right all the time. We had a fool for a leader.
Lou Compton, the greatest man in the West. Except for one.
The Lone Ranger.